The true event starts.
Good evening. Welcome to the 33rd Annual Women of Excellence Awards. Now, I think you can do a little better than that. I said good evening. Yes, welcome to the 33rd Annual Women of Excellence Awards. We are so excited to have all of you with us. I am Caitlin Sester. I'm the very proud and honored board president of the YWCA of Northeast Kansas. And I am so excited to see all of you in this beautiful space tonight. On behalf of the YWCA staff and the board of directors and the over 14,000 clients we serve every year, we are so excited to have you here and tuning in tonight. So thank you so much. Tonight, you will hear from YWCA leaders and committed sponsors promoting our mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. Yes, woo, we gotta hear that, right? You will be inspired by our brilliant, empowered leader and our employer of excellence. And you will meet the 37 incredible women leaders who we are honoring, who have dedicated themselves to radically reimagining what it takes to lead our community through the storm of this past year, right? To carry the torch for those around them and to ignite and inspire us all toward a brighter future. At YWCA Northeast Kansas, we understand firsthand that the challenges and hardships of the past year have required more creativity and adaptability than ever before. With your support of this event and our honorees tonight, you become an integral part of our movement to strengthen our community, transform institutions, and lift other women up along the way. In the past year, due to your support, we have been able to have 830 participants dedicated their time to anti-racist education through our inaugural 21-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge in March of 2021. Can I get a whoop whoop? 329 survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking were provided with emergency shelter and hotel services as we worked to adapt and expand our shelter offerings and service delivery to protect the health and safety of our clients and our staff. Whoop, whoop, again. Yeah. In addition to that, 35 women, both new and seasoned leaders, were able to learn important skills and tools to leverage their leadership and succeed professionally with confidence. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, you guys are getting it. It's pretty powerful, right? I mean, we're doing some really important work, and we need your support to continue to do this for our community. It seems so appropriate to be gathered here tonight with our honorees at the Beacon in downtown Topeka, Kansas. Can I hear a whoop whoop? As we look ahead with the renewed hope and inspiration, these women leaders serve as beacons and trailblazers in our community, showing us that even in the most challenging year or times, we can and we will keep moving forward together. Thank you.
Eliminating racism.
Empowering women.
Our mission lives in the soul of everyone at YWCA.
Because we demand a world of equity and human decency.
We envision a world of opportunity.
We commit ourselves to the work of justice.
Every day, we get up and do the work.
In communities big and small,
YWCAs turn on the lights and open the doors to answer the cry for justice.
We offer shelter to survivors seeking safer lives.
we take care of children so their families can build their futures.
We dismantle systemic racism because the future deserves all of us.
Our community demands justice in 1,000 different ways.
We get up and we do the work.
Our power comes from the women and girls we serve.
We are thought leaders.
We are fearless movers
We are innovative shakers.
We move justice out of our doors.
and into the power structures that determine the future.
Our voices rise together to do the work.
Here, a survivor is empowered in their relationship with others and with themselves.
Here, students of color capitalize on their brilliance.
Here, a young woman cracks open the glass ceiling to achieve the promotion she earned
Here, we bear witness to their dignity.
and celebrate their victories.
They keep our commitment to justice strong.
Because we know firsthand
How much more work we must get up and do.
at YWCA, we are eliminating racism and empowering women
We will get up and do the work
until injustice is rooted out.
until institutions are transformed.
Until the world sees women, children, and people of color the way we do.
Equal.
Powerful.
Unstoppable.
Can Caitlin get a whoop whoop? It's a great video. Good evening. I am Cassie Weatherwax Brock. I am a proud YWCA board member and member of the Women of Excellence Event Planning Committee. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the YWCA staff, volunteers, the board, Women of Excellence Planning Committee, and members of the Women of Excellence Selection Committee for organizing tonight's event and for carrying out our mission in all of their hard work. Whoop, whoop. She started a new trend. On behalf of YWCA Northeast Kansas, we want to especially thank YWCA's 2021 sustaining sponsors for supporting this important work and making this event possible tonight. I'm going to read these off carefully because I don't want anybody to be left out. FHL Bank Topeka, Evergy, Kansas Gas Service, and Stormont Vale Health. And a special thanks to our community partner sponsors who fuel our work throughout the year. And that's Core First Bank and Trust, Invista Credit Union, MCP Group, and Security Benefit. Whoop, whoop. I'll just do it on my own. You can join in. We also want to especially thank sponsors of tonight's event, our Catalyst sponsors, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, Capital Federal Foundation, Hills Pet Nutrition, the University of Kansas Health System St. Francis Campus, and MCP Group. Our Inspire sponsors include Leader Fuel Now, Kansas Gas Service, and Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. Whoop, whoop. Whenever you feel it's natural. And finally, thank you to our Empower sponsors, Top City Flavorista, Schwert Contract, that deserves a whoop whoop. Schwert Contract Interiors, SciTech Global Indian Restaurant, Southern Glaciers, TK Business Magazine, and WIBW. Now, for the important part, we want to remind everyone tuning in from the event platform tonight to please feel free to use the chat on the right-hand side of your screen to engage with your fellow event guests and to cheer on your honorees. The Topeka community has some pretty incredible local businesses. We want to thank all of our local establishments and entrepreneurs who continue to invest in our community and who donated to our top fundraiser prize packages, which are very awesome. There's still time to donate to your friends' fundraising pages or make a gift in honor of an honoree. When you press the donate button on your screen, don't worry, you are not going to be kicked out of the event page. We will announce the top 3 fundraisers at the end of tonight's event, so break out your credit cards right now and show your support to your favorite honoree and to the organization. I would like to introduce, no, that's not right. Thank you so much to all these amazing local businesses for their support. And as a board member and Top City Flavorista, Allison Beebe puts it, supporting local is not a slogan, it is real life. These amazing local businesses immediately said yes when they were asked for donations. We encourage you to support these businesses that care about our community even when the going gets tough. To see the full list of top fundraiser prizes, see the full list of the top fundraiser prizes on your screen. Now, I would like to introduce my fellow board member and advocacy committee member, Megan Schwart-Williams. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, Cassie. And a deep and sincere thank you to all the honorees here this evening. Some of you may be learning for the first time that for more than 130 years, the YWCA has been a movement leader and change agent in the greater Topeka community. From women's empowerment and civil rights, to affordable housing and pay equity, to gender-based violence prevention and racial justice education, YWCA continues to champion these critical issues both locally and nationally. That's why I'm here today as board secretary and member of the advocacy committee to remind you that there are very real and concrete ways that you can make a difference and take action with the YWCA. We hope that you will join us on Tuesday, September 28th for National Voter Registration Day and a mayoral and city council candidate forum. Together with the Topeka and Shawnee County League of Women Voters, Topeka Jump, and United Way of Greater Topeka, we are on a mission to ensure that our local community members are an informed and engaged electorate. You can learn more by visiting YWCA Northeast Kansas.org, that's NEKS.org/advocate, and to also learn about our upcoming Week Without Violence events, another opportunity to educate, engage, and empower our community to end gender-based violence and move from reckoning to resolution. And now, learn a little more about why women vote, and then make your plan to vote on Tuesday, November 2nd.
Do you want to go first?
Who starts?
Why do you vote, Mama?
I vote because it's really important that my voice is heard.
It is a privilege that my great-grandmother and her mother and her mother did not have.
If I'm not voting, then no one's thinking about my issues.
Access to health care, police violence, immigration reform,
environmental issues,
access to affordable housing, gendered violence against women, queer, trans, and non-binary people of color.
All these policies personally affect me.
I am so inspired by this young, beautiful lady sitting next to me because she is informed.
I look at women like her, and they were the ones who taught me to speak up for myself.
We're beginning to see that we do make a difference. Voting is the way to do it.
Every woman, please vote for yourself and for your sisters.
YWCA is on a mission to eliminate racism and empower women.
Tu voz, tu voto, tu futuro.
Your voice,
your vote,
your future.
I must say that I am inspired to see so many young faces here tonight because think about it. 100 years ago, ladies, we couldn't just walk in and vote. 50 years ago, this coming summer, we didn't have equal access to sports teams. So to all the young ladies here tonight, we look to you to ensure those rights for the next generations as those who came before us ensured those rights to us. So thank you for being here to all the young ladies who are here this evening. I'm Melissa Bruner with WYBW-TV, pleased to join you as your mistress of ceremonies for the rest of this evening. Also pleased that WYBW-TV has agreed to be a sponsor for that candidate forum that's coming up. Please remember, local issues, just because your city council candidates maybe don't necessarily represent your corner of the world, and maybe they aren't the ones making all the headlines, those are the folks making the decisions that affect your lives and your children's lives through your school and your community. So please do get involved and vote in these upcoming November elections. And then, of course, turn on WYBW-TV and WYBW.com for the latest results that night. That's my little plug. It's my distinct pleasure to have served as Mistress of Ceremonies for this particular event over the years. In fact, the YWCA of Northeast Kansas, the very first community event that I volunteered for in Topeka when I came here 25 years ago, was the Week Without Violence, cause very near and dear to my own heart. And then also to be recognized twice over the years through this event as well, in 1999 and again in 2015 through the YWCA Women of Excellence programs. And to know so many of the honorees tonight is a pleasure as well. So give yourselves, I know we're woot-wooting a lot tonight, but you all do deserve every single round of applause you get. For the past 32 years, the YWCA Northeast Kansas has celebrated the leadership and accomplishments of more than 750 exceptional women dedicated to bettering their workplace and their community. Politicians, educators, CEOs, judges, clergywomen, artists, and more, and now all of you. All of you are change makers in your fields, making up the community of innovative movers and fearless shakers that have received this prestigious distinction. While the past 17 months have been fraught with challenges, to put it mildly, our Women of Excellence and YWCA Northeast Kansas have led the charge to strengthen our community, transform institutions, and lift other women up along the way. Thank you for being here in support of this transformative work tonight. You soon will hear firsthand from the phenomenal 37 honorees this evening. But first, please welcome CEO Kathleen Marker to honor and recognize this year's Employer of Excellence and our YWCA Empowered Leader of the Year. And also a message of congratulations before you, Kathleen, sorry. We need to hear from a past honoree, also a friend of the YWCA and Topeka's first Latina mayor, Mayor Michelle de la Isla.
Good evening to all of you that are here present at the Women of Excellence Awards for the YWCA of Northeast Kansas. You absolutely have to love an organization whose mission is to eliminate racism and empower women. And that's what we're celebrating tonight. With the theme of this event, of Ignite and Inspire, I want to say thank you to all of the honorees who have ignited the fire of somebody in your community to do better, or you have inspired other individuals or other women to be able to achieve everything that they can. The spirit of the Women of Excellence Award is to celebrate individuals who have gone out of their way to empower others. And as the saying says, empowered women empower others, and that is what you ladies are all about. So to the partners and the individuals in your life who have helped you get to where you're at, thank you. To you, the honorees, thank you for being a beacon of light in our community. We in the city of Topeka, and of course the YWCA of Northeast Kansas, honor you and are proud of all of your accomplishments. Keep shining that light and keep inspiring others.
Good evening. So YWCA Northeast Kansas is proud to recognize Shawnee County Health Department as the 2021 Employer of Excellence. We commend the Shawnee County Health Department for their unwavering commitment to working in partnership with our community to promote and protect the optimal health of all people. They do this tirelessly by bridging gaps to eliminate health inequities while respecting the diversity of our community throughout our community with adaptive and innovative processes. The past 19 months, as we've said many times, have been embodying our mission and the mission of the Shawnee County Health Department. The staff at the Shawnee County Health Department work countless hours mitigating the impacts of COVID-19 while continuing to improve the health of the community. They do this through their normal department operations and their community collaborations. They work diligently to address the gaps and the barriers. They focus their efforts on ensuring equitable access across the community by creating effective and innovative partnerships with community partners and taking services directly to the areas with the greatest need. Cross-sectoral groups like the Racial Equity Impact Analysis Group, which I've had the pleasure of serving on, are pivotal in helping to identify barriers and create adaptive solutions to raise awareness and develop appropriate interventions to benefit all of the Topeka-Shawnee County community. So congratulations, Shawnee County Health Department, for the 2021 Women or Employer of Excellence, and I'd like to ask their representatives to come forward right now. So they have a beautiful certificate you'll see here, and we have an award for them over here as well, but I'd like to give a moment for them to speak as well.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. On behalf of the Shawnee County Health Department, we are truly honored and privileged to be accepting this award tonight on behalf of the staff that we're representing. Yes, the past 19 months have looked different for all of us, but our work has continued and in all sectors that we continue on with. And really for most of us, it's our everyday work. And so it's really humbling to be honored for the work that we continue to do and recognized in this manner. So thank you very much.
Good evening. So I'm Edith Gaines, and I am honored to accept this award on behalf of the Racial Equity Impact Analysis Group. I'm so proud of this group and the work that they do because they show up, they have discussions, they make decisions, and they get it done. They work very hard and with respect and compassion, not only for themselves, but for the communities that we're trying to serve. And so I just thank the YWCA for recognizing the work that we do as far as trying to eliminate racism and improve the health of all Shawnee County citizens.
So next up, before we get to our wonderful honorees, it is my pleasure to talk about the 2021 Empowered Leader Award. This is an award given to a YWCA staff member. And this year, this award goes to Neve Edwards. Neve is the lead teacher in our toddler room in our Early Learning Center. She first joined the YWCA Early Learning Center on a part-time basis during her sophomore year at Topeka High School. She was an active member of the Topeka High Drumline. You've probably seen her if you've seen the Drumline. And she was an active member of the varsity women's basketball team. When she graduated in 2020 from Topeka High School, she joined the Early Learning Center full-time and as assistant toddler teacher, and quickly moved into her current role as lead toddler teacher. Her passion for the children that she cares for and the families she serves has led her to pursue a degree in early childhood education at Allen County Community College. Neve's mother, Tammy, is the YWCA's business manager and last year's Empowered Leader. And her brother, Jay Sean, is a former Kids Quest group leader. So they have YWCA running through their blood. And I want to present right now a short little video into the daily life of our Empowered Leader. Well, Neve is phenomenal. She is compassionate. She cares about the children that she cares for, and you can see that in the way that the kids respond to her.
The way she treats the kids. She treats them equally and right.
Neve is like a calm, consistent presence in the Early Learning Center and at the YWCA. They adore her, and you can just see the love and care in those kids' eyes and how much Neve cares for those children.
Oh my gosh, she loves it. She loves it so much that when we get out of the parking lot, she knows where she's at. And she starts smiling and giggling. And sometimes when we come pick her up, she doesn't want to leave.
Oh. Working with the kids, I love it so much. I just want to make people happy, really.
I just want to be a positive outlet for people. So yeah, I really enjoy my job here.
We looked in on a couple of the classes, and I saw one of the teachers being very affectionate with a child, and I thought, oh, this is the place, because sometimes, children are away from their parents or their caregivers, and it's a hard transition. They're not just, kids running around. These are little humans, and they need that touch. So that's what struck with me. I just knew that this would be a good place for our daughter.
One of the most important things for us at the YWCA when we're looking at how our staff members interact with the kids is we really want our children to develop empathy. And that starts in the toddler room, and developing empathy for each other is really kind of starting their journey in racial justice and equity work.
Like, I've seen them go from not knowing their colors, and going to signing, and even just constructing full sentences with ASL. I would say seeing them grow like that makes me feel like I am doing the right thing.
Early childhood education is of the utmost importance, and it really doesn't get the amount of credit that it should, because children's brains grow the most between birth and age 5. So this is a critical time for children to learn tons of skills. It sets them up for success for the rest of their life by establishing that firm foundation to build upon for the rest of their emotional, social, and academic futures.
I believe childcare is important because not a lot of parents can stay at home and take care of the kids, and sometimes they need to go to work to help bring in the money.
1 in 5 families in the Topeka community are being supported by single moms. And without childcare, folks couldn't get into the workforce, they couldn't support their families, they couldn't have the stability that they need. Neve is kind, she's sympathetic, she's understanding. When we are dealing with toddlers, sometimes they're coming in stressed, they have a lot of anxiety, and she has a really calming effect on the kids in her care.
No matter how big of a tantrum they're throwing, or how upset they are, or how wildly out of control they've gotten, Neve is that calm, steady voice that says, "It's okay, I'm here." Throughout the pandemic, throughout personal crises, throughout everything, Neve has shown up to her job, and she does her job well, and she expects that others do their job well.
Even though I'm just their teacher, I feel like I want to be a mentor in their life as they grow up as well. I would say to describe my own leadership style would just be yourself, be natural. Don't try to be in that leadership role. I feel like some of the best leaders are just themselves. When you're authentic, other people will see it, and if they like your ways, they will join you.
So please join me in welcoming Neve to the podium.
We'd like to take a moment to
Kansas
recognize
Gas
a sponsor.
Service is proud to recognize and celebrate the incredible female leaders recognized by this year's YWCA Women of Excellence Awards. We too envision a world where women are empowered to strive towards success and become trailblazing leaders.
Congratulations, Sherry!
Well, Sherry has a fan club. Our thanks to Kansas Gas Service and the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library for their support of this evening's event, and to all of our sponsors. The YWCA Women of Excellence Awards honor the women in Northeast Kansas who not only make significant contributions to their employers, but ignite and inspire us all to strive for a better future for our community. This year's honorees represent a wide variety of backgrounds and industries, and as you will see as they lend their voices and wisdom in the following video, they are true agents of positive change who are trailblazing paths through adversity and lifting up others along the way. Please meet this year's YWCA Women of Excellence honorees. Angel Zimmerman, Zimmerman & Zimmerman, PA.
Knowledge is empowering, and I am motivated by learning. If there is anything that I have learned that I have the ability to share, especially with women and girls, and to give them access to that wisdom and knowledge years or decades before I had access to that, that is what I want to do. That inspires me to live up to my motto, which is be above your usual, and that we truly can be more and do more. Thanks.
Arian Davis, Midwest Venom.
What inspires me the most are my 7 children. My children inspire me to go beyond my best each and every day. My children not only inspire me to be a great mother, but to be a great role model as well. A role model that puts family and community first. A role model that believes that hard work, determination, and never giving up are some of the keys to success. A role model that believes that we are all phenomenal and capable of great things. Thank you.
Rebecca Kramer, USD 345, Seaman Schools.
I'm lucky in my role to get to support staff in their classrooms and engage and partner with community members like local businesses and families, so we can see growth in student learning when we all work together. I'm inspired every day by serving students and families in public education, knowing that we all have the same goal of seeing our students reach their full potential. I think the best part of being an educator is getting the opportunity to foster learning in others, which ultimately keeps me learning myself, because I do believe learning never stops.
Stephanie Olson, Kansas Department of Health and Environment.
I am inspired by work that builds agency in the lives of others. Regardless of circumstance, I believe it is the ability to see a path forward that keeps us getting out of bed in the morning. I love to be part of the support system for others, either personally or in my work. The connections that help us lift each other up are very exciting to me.
Tammy Dishman, Capital Federal Foundation.
What inspires me? I have to say it's random acts of kindness. Seeing people help others out when it's nothing that they have to do. My dad was always famous for pulling over and helping stranded motorists, and we would receive many thank yous in the mail from folks who he had stopped and helped. Perhaps seeing someone, helping someone get their groceries to their car, or holding an elevator door open that extra couple seconds to let someone in. That just is a feel good, and kindness is a powerful tool.
Tracy O'Rourke, Stormont Vale Health.
I believe in lifelong learning, and I am inspired by how education can develop
someone's potential at any time in their life. For me, my parents always made sure I had opportunities for education growing up, and not just in a classroom, but through many venues and experiences. It was that foundation for learning that has been so important to me in my life, but particularly in this last year when addressing the pandemic's many challenges. I believe that education where opportunities start, it opens our minds and creates a more interesting world. Each of us, no matter what our position, can be a conduit for encouraging others to take advantage of education, to be lifelong learners, and to engage in professional growth. I am inspired here at Stormont Vail, where I experience daily how investing in learning creates a stronger and a more creative team. I'm proud that we focus on our community's youth and young adults by partnering with education and to create a school-to-career experience and learning pathways for these students. To see someone who is just curious become passionate about healthcare, that empowers us and inspires me.
Yana Ross, Farm Bureau Financial Services.
What inspires me the most is my family and my community. Seeing that what I do through volunteering and my business makes a difference in other people's lives and in Topeka makes me want to do more. I lead an all-women team, and I love being able to provide them environment to grow, flourish, and open up to an idea of leadership for themselves, no matter what position they're in. I think encouraging others, believing in themselves, move them to impact people that they are surrounded with that I might not be able to reach to. And together we can accomplish so much more in making Topeka a better place to live, work, and play.
Amanda Wilward, Fulston Siefkin LLP.
I've learned a lot about myself and the challenges of the last year and a half. It has been a busy and stressful time. I've learned the importance of practicing self-care. We only get this one life, and it is equally important to work hard and take time to find and appreciate the good in every day.
Ashley Sherrist, Junior Achievement of Kansas.
I've learned that I could never be a teacher. I always knew that teachers had very challenging jobs and should be getting paid a lot more. And during the past 18 months, being a part-time teacher helper for my youngest child while she was in remote and hybrid learning, my level of respect for teachers has certainly skyrocketed.
Maggie Dahl, Kansas Department of Transportation.
I've had the benefit of working for some pretty amazing leaders throughout my career. And one of the lessons I've learned, and it's something I use every day, is to ask questions. You know, it's so easy to get into a routine and keep doing things the same way because you've always done it that way. So challenge yourself and challenge others to dig a little deeper, ask questions, really understand the why behind what you're doing.
Danielle Hall, Kansas Lawyers Assistance Program.
I have learned the importance of granting yourself some grace. For a lot of women, including myself, we have a tendency to be our own worst critic and can be extremely hard on ourselves. The challenges of the last year and a half, however, have shown me that I am not perfect, and that is completely okay. Because at the end of the day, no one is perfect. Rather than focusing on my own perceived mistakes, I have made a conscious effort to focus on how to bounce back quickly rather than beating myself up about things. I've also learned that it's important to appreciate the small wins. This has gone a long way in building my own resiliency and shifting my mindset, ultimately building confidence in myself and making me a better leader and mentor for others.
Laura Seidlinger, Vallejo Behavioral Health Care.
Early in the pandemic, I had the opportunity to clear my calendar of all these unnecessary activities, and I discovered that these were things that were not feeding my soul. They were just keeping me busy. I also discovered that the Vallejo workforce trusted my clinical judgment and my medical decision making. And when I would send out a COVID-19 update to our staff or update our infection control practices, they were receptive and positive in their responses. I've answered many questions and provided direction to leadership. I have a platform to dispel myths, speak truth, and effect change. It is my goal to eliminate every barrier for patients and staff at Vallejo.
Lindsay Freeman, Kansas Gas Service.
I have learned I am stronger than I ever realized, and I can manage ambiguity better than I ever thought. If someone would have told me I'd leave one incredible company to join another incredible company in the midst of a pandemic, I would have said there was no chance. But I did it, and I've succeeded. Nothing has been ideal, but I've made the best of it, and I've proven to myself I really can do hard things and achieve great goals all at the same time.
Felicia Glass, LSCSW, GCCAC, FAA-GC.
Phew, what a challenging year it's been. I've learned that I'm an armadillo and a lion. I'm armed with knowledge that protects myself and others. And like a lion, I'm aggressive yet dependable. My aggressiveness gets things done. And people can rely on me to do exactly what I say I'm going to do.
Reva Waiwatis, Child Care Aware of Eastern Kansas.
The challenges of the past year and a half have changed me forever. I have learned how much I value my family and doing life with them, while also acknowledging that at times I have taken their presence in my day-to-day life for granted. I have gained new insights into the resiliency of the early childhood professionals that have put the needs of children and families at the heart of every difficult decision and choice they have made as essential workers. I have grown my gratitude for my colleagues and coworkers who have demonstrated flexibility even when it wasn't easy in order to continue to serve those who needed us, including families and childcare providers. I have also learned that sometimes technical or operational decisions are far easier to make and to implement than the adaptive challenges that have faced all of us that have no right or wrong or clear path to follow. I have a new respect for my own need to lean on the support of others and to do everything I can to offer that same support to those who reach out to me.
Connie Mason Michaelis, just now old enough.
You know, my parents always told me, just do your best, be your best, and that was good advice to me. But it was Maya Angelou who reminded us that we do the best we can until we know better. And when we know better, we do better. And so after 7 decades of life, I feel like I am better and better. And the advice I give to people that I know through my writing, through speaking, is you're just now old enough to be your best. It doesn't make any difference if you're 70, 80, 90. You are just now old enough to be your very best.
Jennifer Vance, Invista Credit Union.
The best advice I've ever been given was when I was a kid. I was very shy and timid, and my mom told me, I'm not always going to be there to fight your battles for you. You have a voice, use it. And my dad instilled in me a responsibility to that voice and to my actions. And I know not everyone gets that same encouragement, and I hope that I can encourage my girls to use their voice when they see something that needs fighting for.
Kristen Chugala, Office of the Kansas Attorney General.
The best piece of advice I've ever been given came from a survivor with whom I worked years ago. The offender had just been acquitted, and I was terrified to call her and tell her of the verdict. When I told her, she said to me, "It doesn't matter what the jury decided." I sat in that room and I told my story. I knew, and he knew, that it was the truth. All that mattered is that I spoke the truth. You believed me, and it was enough. She told me to focus on an individual's needs and to not let my concept of justice interfere with how I support that victim. She taught me that my idea of justice is not always the same as someone else's. I learned a lot from her over the years, and I always hear her voice when I wish I could do more for a survivor.
Latiffany Obazelli, City of Topeka.
Give yourself permission to learn.
I personally tend to be harder on myself than anyone could ever be. So when I was stepping into my new role, all I could see was what I was doing wrong, what I didn't know, what I still had to learn, and what I could do better. And someone somehow telling me that phrase helped me to take the pressure off myself and not take myself too seriously. And to know that as you learn, sometimes you'll knock it out of the park, and other times you just have to keep growing and adjusting. And as you know more, you become better and do better. And it really allowed me to take the pressure off myself and be a lot kinder to myself.
Michelle Cuevas Stubblefield, Greater Topeka Partnership.
The advice I have for others is when someone speaks, do not let their words fall on the floor. Pick them up and advance their influence. Especially for young employees and women in the boardroom. Help build their capacity to lead so they do not become silent and they realize their ideas are worthy of consideration.
Tracy Keem, Family Service and Guidance Center.
The best advice I've received is actually a quote from Tom Hanks' character Jimmy Dugan in the movie A League of Their Own. Whenever I'm having a particularly hard time, I remember his words. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. It's the hard that makes it great. And I really believe this to be true, and I've shared this with many friends and coworkers.
Jillian Chadwick, Washburn Law Clinic, Washburn University School of Law.
My vision is a community that's safe for love. Unfortunately, that has never been a reality for too many members of our community. However, I'm hopeful that recent events have brought more energy and attention to the cause of justice.
Jackie Highland, MD, the University of Kansas Health System, St. Francis Campus.
My vision for this community is for everyone to feel safe walking down the street at night, no matter where they are or what they look like. My vision has not changed because of the last year, but I feel it more to my core. It's been a heartbreaking year seeing the regressive behaviors of many traditional leaders, showing us structural racism and sexism is still prevalent in our society and community today. We have a lot of work to do, both on ourselves and as individuals and as a community.
Jessica Lenhair, United Way of Greater Topeka.
My vision would be for us to continue to grow in our love of Topeka and everything it has to offer for everyone, regardless of age, race, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability. It probably has changed some during the last year and a half. I think we've recognized some true gaps in how we treat others and systemic barriers that still exist. My hope is we can continue the hard conversations and the hard work to really make our community a better place for everyone.
Lacey Bisnet, Junior League of Topeka.
Topeka is the size where it is entirely feasible for us to become a fully inclusive and supportive community. By that, I mean that we have the resources to ensure each person is clothed, homed, fed, and educated. If we work together to build a strong support system for basic needs to be met, we can then move forward with transformative change against violence, injustice, and instead encourage equity. I envision a community where a victim can come forward and be supported, not blamed. I envision a community where offenders are rehabilitated, not just punished. I envision a community that protects the environment and the wildlife in the area so that it is preserved for future generations. 2020 only encouraged me in this vision because I saw so very many helpers come out and ensure that we all supported each other.
Lauren Tice Miller, Kansas State Treasurer's Office.
I envision our community being inclusive with opportunities for all to succeed and to be who they want to be. I believe the pandemic and the racial justice reckoning of 2020 provided us with an opportunity to learn from each other and to identify the challenges we must first overcome in order to keep moving our community forward. I am hopeful that we can keep creating opportunities to have the difficult conversations and keep working to find common ground.
Leslie Hodem, Derek Hodem, Farm Bureau Financial Services.
My hope and vision for our community has always been that we would rise up united and stronger,
that we wouldn't settle for the narrative of you're only successful if you make it out of Topeka, but that we would flip that narrative and say, if you want to be successful, come to Topeka. 2020 taught us that we are powerful, our community is full of overcomers, and that we are capable of greatness. We have more and more amazing women rising up, blazing a trail, and building a firm foundation for growth, equality, and education, not only for our children, but our children's children. Let's link up and keep growing.
Mindy Hardenbrook, Core First Bank and Trust.
Topeka represents one of the most landmark decisions in history, Brown versus Board of Education, and we still have so much more to learn. We can't rely on other communities, but rather must learn and teach ourselves how to do better. This was highlighted more than ever last year. We must continue to figure out ways to know more so that we can do more.
Sherry Camp, Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library.
Hi, I'm Sherry Camp. My vision for our community begins with unity. Topeka can unite around a goal to embrace our heritage. This will allow the world to see us as a model for what happens when people come together. Being the home of Brown v. Board, we have the spotlight to be an example of what happens when we recognize and live our shared truth. We should value our history, our differences, and honor our heritage. 2020 shed a light on our racial differences, but gives us a chance to review where we stand. We can decide to be a world equity leader as we move to become a UNESCO designation.
Alicia Delgado, Shawnee County Infant Toddler Program at TARC.
It means to me that my daughters will have the opportunity to push beyond generational ideologies of what a woman's role in society is supposed to be compared to what I experienced growing up. It means to me that my son's last names won't be a threat. It means to me that my husband and I, our children, our grandchildren, and future generations will experience less moments of blatant racism. It means our voices will be heard and not silenced. It means to me that we will be afforded opportunities based on our merit and our work ethic. It means to me that when someone is unfamiliar with another's cultural practices and beliefs, that they will self-educate and not expect minorities to do the work for them. And that's what it means to me.
Allison Pollock, Security Benefit.
To me, the mission of the YWCA means being a little bit uncomfortable. There's this status quo that benefits men to the detriment of women, white people to the detriment of non-white people, abled people to the detriment of disabled people, and so on. And a lot of people in the group that benefits don't question how they got there and don't think anything needs to change. But in order to achieve the YWCA's mission, we have to admit that we benefited because somebody else was harmed, no matter how uncomfortable that may make us. Instead of getting defensive, we have to decide that we want change.
Ann Shelton, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas.
What the YWCA mission means to me is that we should work toward the creation of an environment where everyone is treated as an equal and given the same opportunities to feel important and to develop their self-confidence and self-esteem. It's about making positive changes to promote equality and fair treatment to all and helping women become their best selves. Investing your time and money in companies who have similar missions is one way to help with this cause. Another is to support the programs within your company that help tackle these issues. If we all work together, there are great things we can do.
Brianne Johnson, Security Benefit.
The YWCA's mission to me means doing everything I can in my position to advance gender equality, whether it be to advocate for the financial literacy of women across the country or to see that more women succeed in the financial services industry, just making sure that I continue to do my part.
Krista McPherson, the MCP Group.
The YWCA's mission speaks true to my view and intent within my own life. It's challenging to communicate how important all of the pursuits identified by the YWCA are to our community. Over centuries, a divide has been created in our nation and was recently exposed and magnified through our media outlets. This divide is a significant threat to future generations. The damage that is done and continues to be done needs to be acknowledged and collectively navigated to understand how we can become better human beings and community leaders. I feel it is everyone's responsibility to evaluate the impact that their views, language, and actions have on future generations.
Danielle Martin, WIBW TV.
The mission of YWCA means it's creating a space for diverse women to collaborate in a transparent environment by keeping women accountable, racially just, and conscious. I believe it's important to be intentional and proactive to eliminate racism, but it's going to take a collaborative effort of women to work together. I believe YWCA's mission means it's important for women to continue to celebrate each other because we need that. The power that's created when women unite is something that's unforgettable. Change happens, glass ceilings are broken, and we leave a mark everywhere we go. When we conquer, we persevere, and our efforts create a legacy that remains on forever. And a sisterhood is created along the way. We need each other. We need support. We need community, and together we can prosper.
Dr. Lynn Rance, Topeka Collegiate School.
I believe in the power of preparing every student for a successful future of active citizenship and humanitarian ideals. Each young person deserves a collective effort by the community to build them up, provide an outstanding education, and support their growth so they are free to write their life's plan. Like Topeka Collegiate, that is what the YWCA is committed to.
Rosa Cavazos, Greater Topeka Partnership.
As the first Latina to be elected to the USD 450 School Board and to see other women of color and diverse backgrounds in leadership positions in our city, the YWCA encourages and focuses on empowering women through the programs that they have offered. The mission shows that they walk the talk and work to inspire women to push them beyond any boundaries that we may have set for ourselves.
If that doesn't ignite and expire, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm glad I wasn't part of this group. There was a selection committee, right? The selection committee had to choose 5 of these women. So before we talk more about that, how about another round of applause for all 37 of this year's Women of Excellence? So a selection committee comprised of 5 community members reviewed all of these nominations for our honorees today. Those committee members with the tough decisions were Vince Fry, Pamela Johnson-Betts, Lisa Mendoza, Marcia Sheehan, and Kim Montoya. If I call your name and you are present here tonight at the Beacon, which, by the way, Kathleen told me that the Beacon is the most appropriate place for this event this evening because of its history as the building that was home to the Women's Club and the shared history between the Women's Club and the YWCA. So thank you to the Beacon for allowing us to come for one of the first events they've hosted here. That's my small way of creating a little bit of tension, right? So, upon review of all of the nominations, just like Allison's slipping me, it's like an award show, the committee especially commends the following women in each of our 5 award categories. First of all, in the small business category, please join me in congratulating Angel Zimmerman of Zimmerman & Zimmerman, PA. I feel awkward just making you stand here awkwardly. Anything you want to say? That's good. In the large business category, Ann Shelton with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas. Ann? She was at the furthest wall away. But people were looking that way, Anne, so I knew you were coming. Any words of wisdom? I'm humble. Aw, she says she's humble. In the government category, Stephanie Olson with the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. Anything you'd care to share? She is shocked. In the nonprofit category, Michelle Cuevas Stubblefield with the Greater Topeka Partnership. Michelle was here, and I said, Michelle, I can't believe you haven't been honored before now. And she said, well, you know, that's because there are so many great women, so thank you on Michelle's behalf. And finally, in the education category, Jillian Chadwick with the Washburn University Law Clinic. And Jillian was unable to attend this evening as well. Another congratulations, please, to our 2021 Women of Excellence. We gotta make you pose for photos. Okay, woo, thank you. Now, our fundraising winners. This was kind of fun. I'm glad you all, I saw a lot of Facebook posts about this, so thank you all for getting in on the fun with this. Our top 3 fundraisers for tonight's event, which get all sorts of fun, festive prizes. I'm told they're pretty cool. The 3rd place fundraiser, Connie Michaelis, who raised just over $1,000. Congratulations, Connie. Are they going to pick them up, their prizes up in the back afterward? Connie, there's fun, festive prizes for you. All right, she's all over it. In 2nd place for fundraising, Tracy O'Rourke, nearly $1,500 raised for the YWCA of Northeast Kansas. Tracy and the team from Stormontvale. And your top fundraiser for this year, I feel like there should be drum rolls and trumpets and everything else, Leslie Hodem, more than $2,000 raised for the YWCA of Northeast Kansas. So the competition was fun, but we all know the true winner was the YWCA of Northeast Kansas. So thank you all for rallying your troops to support the mission of the YWCA. And thanks to all of you who have tuned in virtually and who are gathered here this evening to see real faces. I know we still have masks on, but wow, to have people together. Yay! So good to see you all. Let's keep working together as a community to reach all parts of our community so we can make more events like this a reality moving forward and moving past this pandemic time. And we are so pleased that you were able to celebrate, honor, and recognize the ongoing hard work, dedication, and leadership of our 2021 Women of Excellence honorees. As we close tonight's event, thank you for your continued generosity toward the critical programs and mission of the YWCA. I hope you'll join me in maybe posting a selfie or 2 or 3 of yourself from tonight's celebration with the hashtag YWOE 2021. Our final round of congratulations is in order for all of tonight's honoree. May you all continue to ignite and inspire us all. Have a lovely, lovely evening.
Okay, for those of you who are still here, please enjoy a last glass of wine if you would like. Enjoy some more Enjoy the appetizers. There's still plenty of food. And please feel free to take your wine glass home with you tonight. Those are complimentary. So please enjoy that souvenir. And then, yeah, please proceed to the registration table to check out. Thank you.